In early June 1989, on the top of a windswept hill in upstate New York, I was working the overnight shift at an AM news talk radio station. Like many people, I had spent the past few weeks following the protest in China's Tiananmen Square in Beijing. It was a typically uneventful night, so I was spending my idle hours adjusting the reception of the station's satellite dishes to bring in news feeds from the various networks around the world. Then I started to pick up this broadcast.
This is Radio Beijing. Please remember June the 3rd, 1989. A most tragic event happened in the Chinese capital, Beijing. Thousands of people, most of them innocent civilians, were killed by fully armed soldiers when they forced their way into the city. Among the killed are our colleagues at Radio Beijing.
On a whim, I recorded the broadcast and brought it home. For the next decade, the tape lay forgotten in the back of a closet. Its rediscovery prompted me to ask who was this man who made the broadcast and what became of him. His name went unrecorded, but what is known is this. Without the permission of the Chinese government, the reporter went on the air and gave a graphic description of the violent crackdown on the students, later described as a massacre.
The soldiers were riding on armored vehicles and used machine guns against thousands of local residents and students who tried to block their way. When the army convoys made a breakthrough, soldiers continued to spray their bullets indiscriminately at crowds in the street. Eyewitnesses say some armored vehicles even crushed foot soldiers who hesitated in front of the resisting civilians.
According to reports I read afterwards, the man was arrested immediately following the broadcast. He was also reportedly put on trial and convicted. Rumors circulated that he was executed, however neither Amnesty International nor the organization Human Rights in China have any substantiating information regarding his eventual fate. One thing we do know is that he did in fact disappear after this broadcast, and his eventual fate is unknown. Every now and then I'll listen to this broadcast, consider my own calling as a reporter, and wonder what I would have done in his place.
Radio Beijing English Department deeply mourns those died in a tragic incident and appeals to all its listeners to join our protest for the gross violation of human rights and the most barbarous oppression of the people. Because of the abnormal situation here in Beijing, there is no other news we could bring you. We sincerely ask for your understanding and thank you for joining us at this most tragic moment.